area of stunting, undernutrition, wasting, underweight, then we are not there yet. Currently, micronutrient deficiency is really high. But let me single out anemia. From the Ghana Demographic Health Surveillance report, 50% of pregnant women are anemic.
Wow.
Yes, and even for some regions, for some regions, it goes up to 61%, and that is really high because for some communities, if the woman is going to deliver, they tell you to get a blood standby because she doesn't have the required micronutrients to be able to, and which is a huge impact for children under 5. It's also 49% and even more for some regions as well. And so if you take 2 children or 2 pregnant women, it means one is anemic. Wow. Yeah, or one is...
You know, back in the days, we used to hear kwashiorkor and the likes. Do we still have all those things still in the system?
Yes.
Have we been able to go further in progress when it comes to child malnutrition?
Yes, so we still have a lot of kwashiorkor children, and I shared a video with one of your colleagues. Maybe they would make time and share it on air sometimes. There were a lot of children that were in that situation. Their hair was virtually peeling off, their tummy had protruded, and it was clearly a sign of malnutrition. They had their feet odema. If you press their feet, it's bloated, and so it goes down. And we have a number of those children in the rural communities. For those of us who are from villages and we go for funerals, we see them. We see them, and they are just close by us. So yes, they are there.
How does this affect the child's overall development?
Yes, so its impact on the child's survival is really high because the child can die out of the micronutrient deficiency. The child can have serious health issues, chronic health issues. When I say chronic health issues, I mean issues that can affect the cognitive development, issues that can affect the child's overall health. And the child would have issues with infertility, and so these are chronic health issues, and also the child can die. And majority of child mortality is as a result of child malnutrition because the malnutrition suppresses the immunity, so the child has a low immune system.
So sorry to cut in. For those of you who are wondering, if you're malnourished, I mean, from a layman's perspective, a child lacks the basic nutrients, right? In the right proportions.
Yes.
I hope I'm doing a good job because I'm not the health expert, but you know, the little we learned growing up in our general sciences, that's what I glean.
Yeah.
But is that the right foundation?
Yes, you are very correct, and it means that the child lacks adequate vitamins, adequate proteins, adequate carbohydrates. I can go into details to the micronutrients, the folic acids, the amino acids, all the scientific terminologies that our dietitians would tell us about. I can go more into details, but let's be on the layman's point of view. The vitamins, the carbohydrates, the proteins that you need, the vegetables, the fats and oils that you need is not enough to protect the body and for the body to work as it's supposed to work. Carbohydrates give us energy, and it's the energy that we use to go walk around and stuff. Proteins also build our body muscles, and that is what makes your physique beautiful and pretty. People should see you. So you don't have a problem about nutrition.
I know some people who will be laughing behind their radio sets.
Yeah, so then vitamins, that is good for developing your cells. So when you have a sore, it's the vitamins that you have that will make the sore to heal.
So it fights back.
Yes, it fights back. It strengthens the cells to fight back. So when we draw the human physique, we can also talk more into details, the liver, the kidney, the kind of nutrients that support all these organs in the body, and that enables them to function well. And with the anemia, we have limited folic acid or iron. Let me say iron, in the blood. So that you can just die. It's an issue where some mothers, unfortunately, we lose them at the point of birth. And that is where we need somebody maybe at the blood bank that can supplement the blood, or so sometimes it's critical.
As we're talking about how critical this is, what does the PD Health program do? And how does it work?
Yes, thank you. So the PD HAT PD means positive deviance.
Okay.
And HAT. So positive is something good. The deviance is different from the normal, and HAT is like a cooking environment. Those the English people when they it's HAT, HEARTH. So it's a session that we pick in the community, people who are have low socioeconomic status, but are able to use locally available food to make their children healthy and nutritious. So we pick them and then we use them as an example for those who are also in the same socioeconomic status, so that they are also able to use the locally available food to rehabilitate their malnourished children.
Okay.
So the program initially rehabilitates, and then we sustain the rehabilitation, and then we also prevent future occurrence. So the first for us to rehabilitate is that we have a HAT session where we give nutrient-dense meal. So when we say a nutrient-dense meal, a meal that has all the nutrients that we need in its highest quantity. So we feed the child for 12 days, and usually for most children, if they get that food for 12 days, they bounce back and then they come back into their normal status. Now the other is to sustain. So for sustain, we do home visits. So we visit the mother, follow up for 3 months to see if whatever we have taught her at the HAT session, she's applying it in the house and she's making nutrient-dense meal for the child to eat. Then the next level is also prevention. So from the prevention, we do community sensitization. We continue to build capacity of health workers, community volunteers to go and support the other families and the same families to be able to help sustain whatever the gains that we have done. For some children also, just right at the nutrition assessment, because we do a nutrition assessment to determine whether the child is malnourished, then we admit the child into the HAT session. During the nutrition assessment, you know that the child is already sick. Some of the children need treatment because they have worms, so you need to deworm them. Some of them already are ill of malaria. You need to treat them before you admit them into the HAT session, because if you have malaria, it already drains a lot of nutrients that you have in your body, and sometimes if the children, they are not able to feed when they have malaria. So then we treat the malaria before we admit you into the HAT session so that the child gets back. Then we sustain, then we rehabilitate.
For Eden Security, I mean, you're not in the health space, you're a private sector. What motivated you to want to be a part of this and contribute?
Okay, so as a private security company, we understand the importance of creating a safe and secure environment for everyone, especially vulnerable population like children. However, we recognize that security goes beyond just physical protection. It's also about ensuring that individuals have access to basic necessities like nutrition, healthcare, and education. And we believe that every child should have good food, should have good health care. And I mean, we are working with people, guards, we are working with guards, and the guards they were children. And when it comes to nutrition, it affects the mind and body of people.
Sure.
So if we have good nutrition, we would have good guards, we would have good children becoming good guards. So that is why we had to join this initiative.
Is this the first time you're joining this initiative?
Yes, this is the first time.
Okay. But let me come back to you, Abna. So far, with this particular program, have there been key successes chalked?
Yes, we have had a lot of successes. Currently, we have been able to rehabilitate over 50 children, and basically with World Vision funding, with support from our donors that are in the Western world. And now we want to look within. We know that there are some organizations that have their corporate social responsibility, and so they come on board to support. So like what Eden Security did, they supported as part of their corporate social responsibility. So we have rehabilitated 50 malnourished children, and we have over 500 children with their nutrition assessment being done. And we also have over 1,000 women whom we have sensitized. And we've done several approaches like the climate change and nutrition. So for the mothers, when we sensitize them, we also teach them how to grow fruit trees and also how to create their environment so that they don't deplete deplete their environment, because the environment also provides some of these trees. Some of the trees are natural, and when we were kids we used to pick some certain kind of fruits in the wild, which now they are not there because of the depletion of the environment, the deforestation issue, which is affecting the climate change. And so there is that cyclical approach in there that we try to sensitize these mothers on. Yes.
I mean, in the piloting and implementation of this, have there been challenges? Have you encountered any?
Yes, there have been challenges. Actually, I was surprised to know that some mothers feel that children who are stunted is spiritual. And they said because the mother did something to hurt someone, the spiritual, that person died, and the ghost, punished. Yes, and the ghost of that person comes to sap every food that the child eats, and that makes the child stunted or malnourished. Yeah, and that is a little bit challenging, because for such communities, you have to demystify that myth before you are able to do the intervention, kind of. Then also, positively, we've had good stakeholder engagement. We work with the Ghana Health Service, the nutrition team, and they've been really supportive in this approach. And we hope to have more collaborations with other sectors. The major issue is the funding. We want more corporate organizations to come on board, so we get more funding to do more.
Beyond the corporate organizations, what other roles can government play? I mean, you say you need more support.
Yes, this is a very nice model, and it's simple. It's not expensive so much, because you use the locally available food to rehabilitate these children. So I think the government can support for us to maybe make it, scale it up to so many areas of the country, so that all other regions, even where World Vision doesn't implement directly, can also get this benefit and support.
Now, for you, Hannah, what are the plans you have at Eden Security in rehabilitating these malnourished children and even the parents?
Okay, so we want to support. Our primary goal is to support. So if anyone has anything we can do, just let us know so we can support. And I mean, this is also to entreat other corporate entities to also support. I mean, they should come on board. I would say that we have left almost everything to government, and government is not going to be able to handle all these things. So let's come together, corporate entities, churches, let's all come together and ensure that the society is a wonderful place for every child. Yes, thank you so much.
You are welcome. But as we wrap up, what final message do you have for our listeners on the PD Heart program?
Yes. I think that first I would like to thank GH1, because I see that you are also doing a lot in your space with your corporate social responsibility, because most of the time we talk about health, we talk about malnutrition, and we talk about how to improve other people. So I appreciate you so much. And then next is that we want to have more collaboration. If you're a corporate organization and you're looking at what to do for your corporate social responsibility, feel free to contact World Vision. Our office is at the North Carnation. Just, you can go online, our emails are there, or contact GH1, and then they will direct you to us so that we can work together to collaborate. Like he said, government cannot do everything. We will change government, but we need to have everything in our hands, put the power in our hands, and do more to support our communities and the vulnerable population.
Thank you very much, Irabna. It was good to see you again. Thank you for coming, Hannah. So that's Irabna Datse. She's Health Nutrition Technical Manager, World Vision Ghana, and Hannah Abani. She's Head of Marketing, Eden Security Services Limited. And you're still listening to Starr 103.5 FM.